Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you are new here, I don't know how you found me, but I am super glad you did. And if you are returning, y'all the real MVP, you already know. So I am just going to go ahead and jump right into this. I know I have said 1,000,001 things already in the past couple of videos. So if you guys are just joining us right now, there are quite a few videos ahead of this one for the series. If you're not here to watch the whole series and you just want to learn about this one card, that is totally okay. I just wanted to always let you guys know that there is a whole series and there is a playlist for the series called the Learn the Rider Waite Tarot if you guys ever want to watch it and catch up on things. But we are going to be doing one card a day. I'm going to try to release these videos every day at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time so that you guys can always watch that one video if I don't have another video. So I would like to always have the card of the day out every single day, and if I do another fun video like a reading or a deck review or a Meet My Tarot decks, that will be a second video for the day. So please watch out for those, okay? I know there's going to be a lot of stuff going on now on my channel, so if you guys are not already subscribed, I would suggest hitting that subscribe and that little notification bell. Otherwise, you're going to come back here one day and there's going to be like 5 new videos and you're just going to be totally blown away. So if you guys want to keep up with all of that and you're not following me on Facebook or Instagram, that little notification bell is going to help you out a whole lot. But if you don't want to do that for my channel, that's totally fine, and you can keep up with me on Facebook and Instagram. So we're just going to go ahead and jump in. If you guys are new, we are using this book here, and I am also using my Centennial Smith Waite in a tin. Both of those are in the description box for you guys if you want to find them on Amazon to follow along, but you totally don't have to. So I have made some changes here. I'm not going to read that big basic meaning anymore for you guys if you haven't seen my last few that I have done. I am going to be reading the keywords for the upright and the reverse now as the basic meaning. And I have been getting those keywords from Labyrinthos because for some reason this book doesn't have keywords, which blows me away. So keep in mind, there are lots of meanings for these cards that can be found all over the place. So if you look on labyrinthos.co, you can look at biddytarot.com, you can look at a bunch of different books. You're pretty much going to get different types of interpretations all over the place for basic meanings. And that's kind of why I don't really like having that basic meaning in here. I don't want to stress you guys out too much thinking that that's the meaning and you need to know it, because it's totally not. The cards are always open to interpretation, but just remember we are learning the Rider Waite Tarot as kind of like a college course to learn all the things that are hidden in each card, okay? So it's totally not saying that this is how you have to do tarot or what you need to know to do tarot. That's not true at all, and I will be making another advice video about that. So I don't want you guys to stress and feel like if you're not remembering all of this, you're not doing tarot right, because that's totally not true. I've already read through this book once. This is my second time going through it, and I still keep seeing things I forget all about. So it's not really important, the things that are in here in these cards. They're just really fun to look at, knowing that there's 10 plus hidden things in these cards and they all have lots of meaning, okay? So I am probably going to say that quite a few times through this series because I feel like there are going to be a lot of new people joining us and leaving us. So I know there is a good little trusty bunch of people I've got here that are going to watch them all in succession, and I applaud you guys. But if you guys are just going to be jumping between cards, that's totally okay too. It's your learning experience. Do with it what you will. So today we're going to be looking at the Emperor, and this is card number 4, but it is the 5th card in the deck. So remember, we had the Fool, which is 0, so our cards are always going to be one more than the number, if that makes sense. So for the Emperor here, this top part says, to be the ruler of one's own life, to be in control of oneself, to be the first, to face the unknown and undaunted, to find a desert and transform it into a garden. All this is the might of the Emperor. And of course, it is available to women as well as men. So I did say this in the Empress video. The Emperor and the Empress are reminiscent of the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. So if you guys know those feminine and masculine already, you know that the Divine Feminine is very nurturing energy and the Divine Masculine is very hardworking. And I think that will help you remember the Emperor and the Empress. Also, the Empress is the queen of all the queens combined. So I have not heard anywhere that the Emperor is the king of all kings combined, but I feel like he should be. considering the Empress is all of the queens combined. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's kind of how I look at him as the counterpart of the Empress. So the keywords we have here for the Emperor upright are authority, control, structure, and fatherhood. And the Emperor reversed is tyranny, rigidity, and coldness. So the fatherhood thing I always kind of take with a grain of salt when I am doing readings. I will take it as a man of control in their life, but I will ask if it has something to do with their father, but not oftentimes will I point to it as such. So if the Emperor comes up in a spiritual reading, it means a man that can stand anything a man can stand anything if he can stand himself. So, kind of seems like the king of all kings in that one. As the card for the day, the Emperor means wake up your pioneering spirit, check out the scene, and accomplish things for yourself. For love and relationship readings, if you get the Emperor, that means every relationship requires some hard work to master problems and discover new aspects of loving. And for success and happiness readings, the Emperor symbolizes that each person brings something new into the world, and this newness needs a chance to develop. So I will be saying this at another point in time. It's going to be one of the last videos where we talk about which astrological signs correlate with which cards. But I do always think of the Emperor as the Aries card, and you will see why here in just a second. So let's go ahead and jump into the 10 hidden symbols in this card. So I'm going to go ahead and hold him up for you guys to see. If you guys don't have a tarot deck, Rider Waite, you are not familiar with this image, go ahead and take a good look at him. And I remember I said I was going to get a pen to point at these. I don't want to mark up my cards, so I'm going to use a toothpick, okay? I don't have a pointer, so deal with my my cheapness here. It's just really hard to use my finger for some of these really tiny details. So for this first one, we're going to be looking at his Ankh right here. This is an Ankh, or the key of life. It also says the crux ansanta. So the Ankh is a very easy symbol to remember. I have it here, and we were talking about that in the High Priestess video as well. So this says a hieroglyph, somewhat modified, stylized representation of the male reproductive organs, the procreation of life, a symbol of the renewal of life, and in gold it means eternal life, also a warning against greed. So if you guys are familiar with Egyptian symbolism, the Ankh here is the symbol of eternal life, which also symbolizes things like eternal love, eternal power, eternal creativity, things like that, because it does just symbolize eternal life. So that is talked about there in his Ankh and key of life. I think it's really funny that it has to do with male reproductive organs and procreation, because a lot of this deck has to do with a lot of really weird stuff like that, and you'll see it once we get to the strength card. It gets weird, guys. So the next one here we have is another teeny tiny little detail. This is called the Globus Cruciger. Don't know that I said that right, but it's also called the golden apple. So here in his hand right there, this little golden apple he's holding. Can you see that? Don't look at me. Can you see that? That thing right there. Okay, so this is a cross-bearing orb, a symbol of power, a golden apple mentioned in myths and legends, which stands for eternal life and fertility. Negative meaning, King Midas, his touch turns everything to gold, including his daughter. So the next one we have here is the wasteland behind him, which is all of this brown stuff back here. So the landscape, waste and void. Negative meaning, wonderful fertility can wilt in the face of egoism, and cruelty. Positive meaning, ruler equals pioneer in a new land. He and only he can make the desert bloom. So that's also really reminiscent of the Empress, talking about making things bloom. And There was another one about making the world into a garden. So the next one here is the ram's heads, and that's why I remember this as the Aries card. So if you guys see here on his throne, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 ram's heads there. And that's what we're looking at here. So the ram's heads, it says Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, symbolizing Easter tide, the springtime, and the renewal of life. The Christian Easter liturgy reflects this. This land that was desolate has become like the Garden of Eden. Remember, guys, I said there's a lot of religious stuff in this tarot deck too. If you guys are just joining us, please don't take any offense to this. This is a very archaic, very old imagery that was very heavily religious based. So his armor here that he is wearing underneath his robes, as you can see just on his legs there, it says positive, well-prepared, and chivalrousness, respect, but also protection against others. Negative, elbow politics, the arrogance of power, pointless severity, unnecessary ballast, and a colossus, the feet of clay. So the next one we have here is another one that you can't even see with your naked eyes. Good grief, Pixie. This one is the river. Let's get all up in this card. It's right here. This tiny little river right there. You see that? Barely anything. You wouldn't even notice it, right? So the river represents that the emperor must be and remain in the flow with himself and with life. Only he is prepared to change and can remain true to himself. The task is to start anew with the process of self-awareness once more. So the next one here is the color combination of black, white, and red, and that's also going to be just this corner right here. As you can see, his beard is white, this shoulder has black, and then his robe is red. So we're talking about this corner right here of black, white, and red. So the stages of alchemy. Black under the throne means unresolved problems and unused opportunities. White, the beard and hair, represents purity and wisdom, and red, the dominant color of the image, represents a new solution and illumination. So next we have the gray throne, which you can see here. His throne is gray. It is made of stone. The rectangularity equals the material world with its extension towards the 4 points of the compass. The emperor stands for that facility within us to find our place in the world and then to rule over that place in our own right. And the last one here is very easy to see, his golden crown here on top of his head. Can y'all see that? I can't tell what's on his crown, honestly. It looks like he's got a little sprout on top of his head. It's not a cross. So the golden crown, the closed crown symbolizes one's own authority. No higher powers are acknowledged. Also, the golden crown chakra, a golden head. Gold equals consciousness, but also greed. So remember, they always will differentiate between gold and yellow for you. So I hope that you guys had been able to follow along with that and retain a little bit of that. I really hope that I'm not losing too many people here on these. I feel really super bad. I know these are very boring, but like I said before, I feel like it's very important to have a platform on YouTube to have somebody teaching you all of these little hidden images in the Rider Waite, because I personally have not seen this. I've looked all over YouTube for something like this and did not see it. People only just give you little tidbits here and there about maybe the card they pull in a drawing, but people never really take the time to do this and really explain the hidden imagery. So if you guys have any suggestions about how we can amp this up that isn't music, let me know. But we're trying our very best to iron out some details, my aunt and I, and we might be sharing this in our group as well. You guys have heard me talk about my group time and time again, so If I ever reference the group at some point, just know that that is because we are going to start sharing it there. Still not sure about that, still ironing that out. We'll figure it out along the way, but just know, you guys, in the next one we are going to be talking about card number 5, which is the Hierophant. So remember, he's card number 5, but he is the 6th card in the deck. I have to clarify that for my own sanity, but yes, so I'm going to try my very best to go through these ahead of time, highlight the things that are most important in these meanings, give you guys the keywords, and try to put in a little bit more effort than just regurgitating what is in the book verbatim. So I really hope that you guys are enjoying the series so far. I don't know if I said this already in this video, but I'm going to try to get one of these up a day, every day at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I do film quite a few of these in one day, that way I have enough backlog to be able to release them every day of the week. So always look for that video every single day, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am in California, US of A, so if you guys are not in California, I would suggest checking your time zones, or you can always just set a reminder that there is another video. But there is a super helpful little tool where you can subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I don't know where it would be, but that notification bell will give you a notification every time I post a video. So if you guys can't remember 10 a.m., you don't want to set an alarm, you don't want to do things like that, you don't want to follow me on Instagram and check all the notifications, you just put that little bell on. It'll help you out a whole lot. So I really hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. I'm really sorry it's super boring. I'm going to try my best to get out more videos. I hope I didn't say this at the beginning of this video. I know I did just say it, but I have filmed like 3 videos, so I don't know when I said it. But I'm going to try to get other things going. So if I do post a fun video, it will be the second video for that day. These will always be posted every single day at 10 a.m. And if I don't post a second video, there's just no random fun video for the day, but there will always be a card of the day video, okay? So I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end, give me a big thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, that's cool. Thumbs down. You don't have to like my video. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, wonderful day wherever you are when this video reaches you, my friends. And I can't wait to see you in the next one for the Hierophant. Namaste.